Hi everyone, welcome back to Spirit Life, your source for all things mind, body, and soul. My name is Fatima and today I'm going to be talking to you about a healthy diet. I'm not going to be talking to you about any specific diet, but I thought that since there's so much information on the internet about diet and weight loss and healthy eating, I'd share my top tips and tricks on healthy eating to maintain a long-term healthy lifestyle. If that's something that you're interested in learning more about, then just keep watching. The first fact that I want to share with you is that too much fruit is not always a good thing. Fruit is composed of mostly sugar and carbs, so even though some fruit is good and necessary, too much can be harmful for blood sugar, weight loss, and overall health. Stick to 2 to 3 servings of fruit per day, and try to make sure that high-carb fruits like apples and bananas are consumed earlier in the day, like for breakfast, instead of in the evening or at dinner. Some of the most delicious and nutritious fruits include berries like blueberries, mangoes, pomegranate, grapefruit, and kiwis. When your parents told you to eat your veggies as a child, they knew what they were talking about. This is an obvious essential food group and is one of the rare options that you can eat almost unlimited amounts of, especially if you eat raw vegetables. So I'll be the first to admit that my ideal snack is not munching on raw carrots, but I do enjoy a nice side of mixed colorful veggies for dinner. Try to make this your largest food group throughout the day and try to consume at least 3 to 4 servings every day. Some great vegetable options are leafy greens like kale, spinach, and mixed greens, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, or squash, and garlic, ginger, and onions when you're cooking. Trying to function without grains is like driving a car without fuel. A lot of diets these days try to make you scared of grains, and they try to tell you to stay away from all grains completely, but that's also not good for you. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, barley, and brown rice are actually full of essential nutrients that will fill you with energy and sustain these energy levels throughout the day without the crash that coffee, soda, and energy drinks will eventually lead to. I like to eat oatmeal or a whole grain oat blend for breakfast in the morning and brown rice or quinoa to pair with whatever I'm having for dinner that night. There's also a few great whole grain snacks including chips, yes, I said chips, that also have additional ingredients like chia seeds and flax seeds that I'm pretty guilty of snacking on a few times throughout the week. Just make sure that whatever you're having has natural ingredients so you can stay aware of what you're putting into your body. Most people are eating too much protein and not enough grains. Just be aware of this misconception and limit your protein intake to 3 servings per day. Protein was once considered the most valuable ingredient in a diet. That's because it builds lean muscle and it keeps you full until your next meal. For those of you who remember the old food pyramid, protein sources include meat, fish, eggs, nuts, and poultry. It also includes dairy products like milk and cheese, which is my other guilty pleasure aside from chips. I don't eat much dairy aside from the occasional yogurt for its probiotic benefits, but I do eat plenty of salmon, nuts, and seeds. Another really good and underrated source of protein is different types of lentils. Fats are not your enemy. They can actually be your best friend. No, I'm not talking about hamburgers or pizza, sorry. I'm talking about healthy fats, which are important to include in your diet for benefits such as heart health, cellular repair, and prevention of disease. Some sources of healthy fats include olive oil, salmon, avocados, eggs, not the egg whites but the actual egg yolk, and most nuts and seeds like walnuts and chia seeds. They're full of omega-3 fatty acids and can even help you improve your mood. Don't skip breakfast. It really is true that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. The longer you go without eating, the more your body's natural survival mechanisms kick in. So if your body thinks that you're starving itself, it may actually store more fat instead of burning it. Starting your day with a healthy breakfast also jumpstarts your metabolism so you can burn more fat throughout the day. Having your breakfast also has the obvious benefit of giving you the energy to carry out the rest of your tasks throughout the day. My next fact is eat late, gain weight. Try to eat an early dinner or at least as early as possible as your schedule allows, especially if you've been eating a lot of carbs at dinner. Going straight to sleep after a high-carb dinner allows those carbs to turn into fat overnight while you're sleeping. That's why it's always a good idea to finish your last meal of the day a few hours before bed. Bonus points if you can actually go for a walk after dinner. since sitting around and watching TV for the few hours between dinner and bedtime is almost just as bad. The key to a healthy diet is awareness. A balanced diet is not just important to have a healthy body and lose weight. It's also necessary to have good health mentally and emotionally. This means to eat with awareness, along with the science of balancing the right foods in the right amounts at the right time. Awareness means to eat mindfully without distraction and pay attention to what you're putting in your body, to listen to your body and notice how each person reacts differently to different kinds of foods, and to eat intuitively but to not skip meals or restrict yourself entirely. Restricting yourself completely is going to make you crave those foods and binge eat later on. A good idea to avoid this is to set one meal per week as your cheat meal. Make sure it's just one meal, not a whole day. To set a cheat meal, and that gives you something to look forward to. For those of you whose main goal is to just lower the number on the scale, keep in mind that weight loss is 80% diet and 20% exercise. So if you want to get very specific, you may consider tracking your macros or talking to a nutritionist. Fat loss is a science with no way around it. You have to burn more calories than your intake. If you have specific conditions like diabetes or heart disease, make sure that you talk to your doctor before making any major changes to your diet. Also remember that if you're working out and you see some weight gain, it could be that if you're lifting weights, you may be gaining muscle even though you're burning fat. So the number on the scale is not always the most reliable in terms of weight loss progress. The main message that I want you to take away from this video is that what's most important is how you feel. And there's no benefit in losing weight if you're unhealthy and unhappy. So those are some of my tips on having a healthy diet and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and comment below some of your favorite healthy foods that actually taste good and are good for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.